Google Ads extensions are a great way to add extra info to your ad. In this video, I will explain the different types of extensions and what's been changed so far in 2022. First, some general info. You can set up as many extensions as you want, and multiple extensions can show at the same time, such as this ad, which has Sitelink extensions, an app extension, and price extensions. On the other hand, extensions don't always show, so don't rely on or refer to extensions. Another important thing to know is that extensions can be divided into two categories: manual extensions and automated extensions. Before I get into the specifics, first I want to highlight some changes that are ongoing or already happened in 2022. Throughout the entirety of 2022, there's an upgrade going on where extensions are being, upgraded. Depending on your UI, or maybe if you're using Google Ads Editor, you might already have noticed that there are some upgraded and legacy extensions. Basically, what this means is that some features are being deprecated to allow for new features. For example, start and end date and ad schedules are being removed from a lot of extension types, but that's being replaced by a much more effective way to handle your extensions by allowing to pause them. Then the next big change in 2022. As of March of this year, some changes have been made to the way sitelinks, callouts, and structured snippet extensions work. You can set these extensions at account, campaign, or ad group level, and it used to be that the most granular level always trumped. But since March 2022, these can now be mixed. For example, if I have two Sitelink extensions set up at ad group level and an ad from that ad group served, those two ad group level extensions can serve alongside extensions I set at a higher level, such as account or campaign. Manual and automated extensions can also play the mix and match game. So now let's go over each extension individually. Starting with what's probably the best known extension, Sitelink extensions. Sitelinks allow you to add additional links to your ad so a user can go directly to specific pages on your website. Sitelinks are available for search and video, and while it's generally 4 at once, up to 6 can serve on desktop and up to 8 on mobile. The top of the page ad generally has a more impressive layout, but for most ads, the sitelinks will appear in the carousel. So, how to set it up? In the light gray menu on the left-hand side, you can go to Ads and Extensions and then go to Extensions. You can do this when you're in your standard account overview, or you can have a specific campaign selected. So, you click on the blue plus symbol, and at the top you see here Sitelink extension. And here again you see the notice of what I just mentioned at the beginning of the video. So do keep that in mind when you set it up. You need to add at least 2, but it's recommended to add 4 or more. And here you can choose if you want to add it at account level, campaign, or ad group. So if we select campaign, a window will pop up and I can select the campaign I want to add it to. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Let's say we want to take people directly to the contact form. We can set contact us as the Sitelink text, and here you see the preview, and then the final URL would be example.com/contact. If you want to add more than 4, you can click here until you can't anymore. You can add up to 20, but don't start adding a bunch of random links on your website just to get the most possible setup. Make sure they all have a purpose. Under Sitelink URL options, you can put your tracking template, and under advanced options, you can set up scheduling for your extension. And of course, don't forget to save. Next, we have callout extensions, and with callout extensions, you can highlight some additional info about your company, such as 24/7 customer support, free delivery, 20 years of experience. Callout extensions show as part of the ad, so they're not as obvious as some of the other extensions. So, how to set it up? First, select Callout extension from the menu, and here again we get the notification about the changes to granular level trumping. The setup is incredibly easy since all you do is add a short piece of text that has to be within 25 characters. There's no final URL, there's no description or categories. It's just a short call out. Again, you can add them to account, campaign, or ad group level, and under advanced options you can set up the extension scheduling. There's no options for tracking because there's not going to be a separate URL associated with these extensions. Then an extension that can look very similar to callout extensions, structured snippets. Structured snippets serve as part of the ad text just like callout extensions, but what makes them different is that they have a topic, a header, and examples related to that. Where callout extensions are used to highlight different aspects of your business, structured snippets are meant to give more information about a specific aspect. Callouts and structured snippets can also serve together, as you can see here, and you can recognize the structured snippets because of the topic. The categories are predefined by Google, and you can choose the ones that are applicable to your business. The details you give need to match the header category. There are two kinds of location extensions: your own location, your store, restaurant, gym, or whatever, and affiliate location extensions, for example, a chain that stocks your product. To link your own location, you need a Google Business profile, previously known as Google My Business. Make sure you create the business profile with an email address that has admin rights to the Google Ads account, as this is the easiest way to link the accounts. Affiliate location extensions are only available in the countries on the screen right now. With affiliate location extensions, you can add stores that stock your product and you don't need a Google Business profile for it. Now, to set it up, it works a little bit funny. Now, you can see here when we click on new location extension that the view already looks a bit different from setting up the previous extensions. Now, my tutorial campaign went to Nintendo.com, so it auto-selected Nintendo, and when I clicked select, it actually sent the approval request, which was not my intention, but that's what happened. So you see three choices here: select curated locations, find a business profile account, or link a business profile account that I know. So this is the one you're going to want to select. Then here you will find the email address that you are currently logged into to your ads account. And if you created the Google Business profile with the same email address, it'll populate here automatically. So I just created one, and you can see here for my email address, it shows one location. Now, if you do not have access to it and the person whose email is linked to the business profile is also not in the ads account, and this would be the easiest option. You enter the email address here and they will receive a linking request. But the easiest way by far remains to have the same email address, create a Google Business, be in the ads account, and link it that way. And then we go to continue. So here you see the address I set up in Google Business. This is not my real address. It's not anybody's address. It's a hotel. So now we have the basic location set up at account level. Now to create an actual functional extension for it, we go here to location extension. We get back in the familiar screen, and here you can then assign it to a campaign or an ad group. Going to be a little bit inconvenient to show this here because for this Google My Business I only have one location. But for the location source, if we go to location groups here, we can create a location group. That makes no sense with only having one location, but imagine you have multiple locations and you don't want all of them to be associated with the campaign that's focused on a specific area. Then here you can create a location group, and then you can assign that location group to a specific campaign. Now, it pretty much works the same for affiliate locations. So first you select one, and it says here new account level affiliate location. So let's say we stock our product at Target. And then we go to save this general location that we set up at account level. You can also add multiple. So let's say besides Target, we are also stocked at Walmart. So if now we go to affiliate location extension here again, we get our different view. So now we're going to create the location groups for the affiliate location extensions. So we click here on new location group, and then we see Target and Walmart. Now you can select by chain. So first at account level, we can set Target and Walmart as a location extension, and then we can sort for specific campaigns. But what if we want very specific locations? So now if we click on Target, we will see all of these different locations. So let's say you're only stocked in a few states, and you can filter them out here. Let's say we're stocked only in North Carolina. So there's 53 targets in North Carolina. Let's select them all. And then we have our North Carolina location group, which we can then add to our North Carolina campaign. So that's how the setup for both affiliate and regular location extensions work. First, you set the general extension at account level, and then afterwards you can create location groups if necessary and add them to the campaign level, or you can just add the entire extension, but first set it up at account level and then assign it at campaign or ad group level. Then we have call extensions. In general, I wouldn't recommend this one unless phone calls are the most common way for customers to reach you. The biggest issue I've seen with advertisers using call extensions is that they'll see clicks on the extension but no calls. When a customer clicks on a call extension, the call doesn't immediately connect. The dial pad opens up with the number ready, but the customer still needs to actively press the call button on their phone. Then there's call reporting. While this sounds great, you can track phone calls as conversions and gather some additional data, there's a massive downside. Google does state disclaimer in their help center that they can change the number and you shouldn't repost it on your websites, but your customer doesn't know this. It also doesn't explicitly state the number in your ad could be in someone else's ad next month. Also, if you are interested in the call reporting option, do keep in mind it's not available for all countries. If you have your phone number set in your Google business profile, it can also show along with your location extension, so then you wouldn't need a separate call extension. Only you can decide what's best for your business, and if you can't, try something out for a few weeks and let the results decide what to adjust. An extension I love from both an advertiser side and the customer side are price extensions. With price extensions, you can highlight the prices for some services that your business offers, and customers can go directly to that offer. Up to 8 can show at once. You need to create at least 3. And most of the times these extensions will appear in the drop-down menu. So let's get straight into creating a price extension, as that's the easiest way to show all the different options. You can add it to account, campaign, and ad group level, and these will not mix and match like the callout, structured snippets, and sitelinks. So there are some predefined categories for price extensions. If you're not sure what to select, there's again a very clear article that's giving some example. For example, if you're confused by location versus neighborhoods, there's a pretty good description of it here. So you choose the type you want, you set your currency, and then the price qualifier. Now you can leave this open as no qualifier if it's simply always $10, or you can add a from, up to, and average prices. Header and price speak for itself, and then there's the unit, which is basically units of time. The final URL takes the customer directly to that offer, and since you are associating a specific landing page with it, you can also add your tracking template under URL options. Now apparently I still have the legacy price extensions here because I can still set up ad scheduling, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, changes are being made, and you can see here a few features that have been deprecated: start and end date and ad schedule in price. So with price extensions, you can highlight your standard prices to customers, but with promotion extensions, you can showcase a special sale you have going on. There are some predefined categories such as season and holiday sales, and some of them have limitations on when they can run. For example, you can't promote a Christmas sale in the middle of summer. Some categories can run all year long, but you can also simply set none. So how to set it up? You can see when you select the occasion here, it'll show on the extension as well. Now, don't skip over any of the important steps such as the language and the currency, which are obviously going to be very important. Then for the promotion type, you can choose either a monetary discount or a percentage discount, or up to discounts. So let's say, for example, we are giving 25% off on swimwear. Final URL, of course, goes straight to your deal, and then we have promotion details. Now here you can set a condition for the deal, such as on orders over. For example, we want people to spend at least £70 before they get their 25% discount. Another option is to add a promo code here. So let's say the promo code is 123. You will see it appears here in the extension example, and customers can then use that code to get their promotion. App extensions are great if you want to make your customer aware that you have an app, but if your goal is to actually promote the app itself, it's best to create an app campaign. App extensions are one of the easiest to set up. You simply search for the name. If you just published your app, it might not show up, but if it's still not showing after a few days, you might have to contact support. Lead forms are basically contact forms, and you might have one on your website, and with lead form extensions, you can attach these directly to your ads. They're available for search, video discovery, and display, but video discovery and display require a $50K lifetime ad spend. For all networks, there are some requirements that apply in order to be eligible for lead form extensions. You need a good history of policy compliance, which, while not stated anywhere explicitly, seems to relate to ad disapprovals and account suspensions in the past 30 days. It is also not available for sensitive verticals like healthcare, alcohol, and gambling. For a full list of sensitive verticals, I usually refer to the personalized advertising article. You also need to link your privacy policy, and if you do not have one, it'd be best practice to create one anyway, regardless of using lead form extensions. So setting it up is a little bit more work than some other extensions. Also, unlike most extensions, you can only set these up at campaign level. The headline, business name, and description pretty much speak for themselves, and then you get to select a bunch of questions. Now, generally, what you will want from the customer is the name and the email address, and you can also see here that all of these options might be pre-filled. And then you can set your own questions, or not really your own, they're all still predefined. So let's say I have a travel agency, then some relevant questions might be what is your destination country, what is your departure date, etc. Now keep in mind that even though you can set up a lot of questions so you'll know more about your prospective lead, the more questions you have, the higher the chance the customer will never finish filling out the lead form and hitting submit, but you are still paying for a click because somebody opened your lead form. So keep it relevant, keep it quick, keep it effective. You can add a background image to make it all look a bit more appealing. And then what will the customer see once they submit their form? Of course, the most standard is thank you, we'll contact you soon and please visit our website. But you can change that to whatever you want. The call to actions are predefined, so you cannot change them, but you can choose to set none. More call to action. Google really loves call to action. But this is what it says when the lead form is still closed. Like you can see here, it'll preview get quote. Then under lead form type, you can choose more volume or more qualified. Now what you want to do here will really depend on your type of business. So how to get the data from the lead form submissions, you can actually connect your CRM, but there is also a very simple way to get it from the Google Ads account. Only thing is you need to do that within 30 days. Then it also allows you to get some lead form submissions from your CRM. So if we click on setup here, then we jump right back up here and we can use Zapier to link our CRM. So to download the submissions from your account, locate the lead form extension. You can also see here, you can click on CSV or CSV for CRM, but also when you click on it, it'll say that right here. And one very important thing to remember here is that only the admin with administrative ownership can download this. If you want more information about what administrative ownership actually is, please check out my manager accounts video. Image extensions are the newest types of extensions, and after a successful beta, they were released widely to advertisers. But it is not available for every advertiser as there are some requirements. The first one, which is the main reason I don't have it in this account, is that your account needs to be at least 90 days old. You also need an active search campaign, and you need a good history of policy compliance, just like lead forms. Also, just like lead forms, image extensions are not available for sensitive verticals such as healthcare, alcohol, and gambling. Final important thing to note is automated extensions. When you're on the extensions page, you can scroll down and find automated extensions at the bottom. When automated extensions are enabled, Google will dynamically create extensions to serve along with your ad. Automated extensions are currently available for Sitelinks, Callout, structured snippets, image extensions, app extensions, and location extensions. And then there's one automated extension that you cannot set up manually, and that's seller ratings. Once you have enough seller ratings, this extension can automatically show with your ad. Now, when do you have enough? It's not incredibly clear because the number of reviews needed can vary from business to business, but most versions are able to obtain a rating after collecting 100 or more eligible reviews. Google Customer Reviews is something you can enable in Merchant Center to start collecting reviews, but what's also used for seller ratings are reviews from these aggregators. Now, advertisers don't always like what Google does with the extensions, and particularly with extensions that have a separate final URL. So how do you opt out? When you're in the overview for the automated extensions, you see the 3 dots with more on the right hand side. If you click on that, you get advanced settings, and then you get in the screen where you can choose per type of automated extension if you want to use them or not. So I hope you learned something new today. If you want me to do a deep dive video on any of the topics we discussed today, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out the rest of my channel and subscribe if you want to learn more about Google Ads. And for now, I wish you a great day and good luck setting up your extensions.